Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back with another banger, and this is the 614 coming at you on another great Wednesday. Here in the city, it's kind of rainy, but it wouldn't be the 614 Ben without the guys joining in. And I'm here with the main man. I love this guy like a big bro, even though he's a couple ages younger than me, but he's like a big bro to me. And I got my other big bro. But the first one is post game. He been the air all the way from South Bend. How's it going this evening, big bro? Post game. How's it going?
Man, it's all good, Moss, man. I'm happy to be on with you guys, man, to talk a little basketball, wrap up the Knicks championship. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man, and congratulations to Griffey Griff.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's been a long time coming.
And that's why we're here, man. And another man, this is a big bro, man, here in the city. Been a big bro, man, and I can remember the Whetstone days cheering me on. Knicks Nation as well. Happy, happy championship, happy everything. Congratulations. Big bro Griffey Griff, how's it going this evening, man? Appreciate you being here with us.
Man, let me tell you, man, like a lot of years of heartbreak. I've been a Knicks fan since I was 9, bro. I started I've been a Knicks fan so long. Rick Pitino was our coach when I first started liking the Knicks. That's how
Man,
long, bro. That's how long I've been in the game with the Knicks, man. Rick Pitino was coaching us. I think he might have been coach of the year that year. I think we might have won like 55 games that first year with Rick Pitino as our coach. And the thing that made me become a Knicks fan, it was on a I was at our rec center one Sunday. We was all in there playing basketball, but they were playing the basketball game on the TV in there. And I sat and watched the Knicks beat the Boston Celtics on the Sunday afternoon game. And that's when I first started liking the Knicks. I was like, that's my team right there.
man. And again, congratulations. And I appreciate you being here. And just keep some of those thoughts, man, because I know you got so many memories. And we appreciate everyone as well joining us this evening. We here and we back with another banger. This is a 614 Ben. And shout out to the New York Knicks, Knicks Nation, everyone that's been a part of what the Knicks have built over these years to bring them the NBA championship trophy, the state of New York, the city all over, the boroughs, the Marcy projects, Broadway. Everywhere, Times Square and especially Madison Square Garden, because those fans travel from New York to Texas, back home, and then they went and celebrated in Texas. Griffey Griff, man, congratulations. And as we get started, is there anything, and we're gonna come to you last, Griff, because respecting your New York Knicks. Anything you want to say, post before we get started into some rapid fire questions and things that I got for you guys this evening when we talk about these New York Knicks?
Man, I just want to say I'm not a New York Knicks fan, never have been, but I mean, I understand the joy that their fan base has right now. Like Griff was saying, man, it's been a very long time since they held that trophy up. And the journey was beautiful, man. One of the most dominant postseason runs I know I've seen. Jalen Brunson proved that he was Himothy. So, congratulations to the Knicks again, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great Griffey Griff, man, respectively. Coming to you, man, just before we get into some of these questions again, man, anything that you could think about when you think about it's been that long, the sigh, the deep breath you took. It's okay if you shed a tear even when your Knicks held this championship trophy. How did you feel after all these years, 1973, the ups and downs to have this crown, which is the NBA championship? How do you feel?
I wasn't alive the last time they won a championship. So
Yeah.
it but 40 years, like I say, 87. I became a Knicks fan in 87, man. So 39 years, bruh. Like you gotta think when like I said, that Sunday afternoon watching them play and beating the Celtics that day, you know, I became a Knicks fan, but Patrick Ewing was a big part of that also. You know,
That's good.
I had knew who Ewing was, became a fan. Like I said, we had a good year that year, and you already know the story behind that. The great MJ took us out the second round of the playoffs that year. You know, and then years to come, it was always Michael. Michael was always in our way,
Michael,
always
Michael,
in our
Michael.
way.
Yes, sir.
Michael.
And
And
when you
then the years Michael wasn't in our way, you had the pesky ass Reggie Miller fucking with us. Like a gnat or a fly in the sky. You know what I mean? It was always something. You know, then we get our hands on the Hall of Fame coach and Pat Riley. You know, he gets us to the brink, pushing the Bulls to 7 games, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, winning the first 2 games one year, looking like we about to do something. Then Jordan just snatching our hearts out. You know, Jordan retires. We get the Rockets, go 7 games with them, and then Starks can't hit the ocean to save his life. You know, a lot of heartbreak. And other than and aside from that, also Reggie Miller, then Pat Riley leaves New York, goes to the Heat, and then we become rivals with them and have playoff battles with them over the years to where we get into fights with them. Players get suspended after we lead the series 3-1. We end up losing the series. Like it's just been a whole bunch of bad luck, chaos all through my life with these New York Knicks. Then after that run with that team, then we go in the spell to where we don't even make the playoffs for about 10 years.
yeah. So
Then Melo come around, which was a
mhm.
good thing, but it was also a bad thing because he didn't do it the Brunson way. That's why Brunson got a title. Melo came in instead of waiting to the offseason to sign as a free agent like Brunson did. He forced his way out of Denver, had us trade half of our team to get that motherfucker. And then in the offseason, he signed and got every penny that he wanted out of the Knicks to where they couldn't sign nobody else besides him, Chandler, and who else we have at the time. I think Amari Stoudemire. But other
Yeah.
than that, and we never made it past the second round of the playoffs with that team. Carmelo was a great player. I won't take nothing for him, but before what he, as far as what he did for the Knicks, that was a terrible run they had with him as the superstar player. It was no success. And
So when we
then go
go ahead.
ahead,
Nah, you
go
good.
ahead,
Go
Moss.
ahead. I was
Go
about to
ahead.
say, so just thinking about this New York team when you talk about Ewing back then, seeing a guy like Carl Anthony Towns, knowing his his time that he had before he came to New York, how he's grown, how he talks about KG, where he's learned a lot and gotten so much better. Like Big Brothered him into the game and learning the things and building him into the type of player he is. And when he holds that championship and seeing a player like Jalen Brunson, he's been winning on every level. But to see him build the adding the years together, going through what he went through at Dallas, being part of one of the biggest trades, I think, if you really think about it. Take that trade back then and look at it now. That was some trade, knowing the path that Jalen Brunson went through, this New York team being built for them to keep being right there, and then for them to show up and go against the San Antonio Spurs team, who everyone handpicked to win it. What's your thoughts on Brunson post game when we talk about him being this dynamic guard as well, being a smaller guy, but people fail to realize this is a dangerous guard with a left hand, one of the most underrated hands I think in basketball. He has a left hand and very dangerous, as we've seen a couple other players throughout these finals and these playoffs. What's your thoughts on Brunson post?
I mean, my hat goes off to Jalen Brunson, the run he just had. And I got a question for Griff when I get through with this. But I mean, the beautiful thing is that a lot is said about your best player being the smallest player on the floor. We rarely see a team where your best player is the smallest player on the floor, but they get it done. Jalen Brunson shut up those haters and those doubters and got it done. Now, one could have thought like, okay, New York want to take this to their home court and close out the series and get their championship. Jalen Brunson said, nah, I'm cool. I want my ring right now. I want my championship right now. And
Yes,
he put
sir.
that team on his back, showed his behind, and sent San Antonio home in five.
Yeah,
Five games. Who predicted New York in 5 games? It was a beautiful thing to see. That's my type of basketball. This was a great, not even just NBA finals, but NBA playoffs, period. A lot of great
yeah,
games. So
yeah.
that was my thoughts on Brunson, man. Just I've always talked when we talked about the series, I always talked about him being a closer.
Yes,
And
I
that's
agree.
one thing he did do. He closed those games. They won.
Yeah,
OG was fantastic. A lot of other guys were fantastic for that team. But when he smelled blood in the water and it was time to go, Jalen Brunson ripped their hearts out, man. And it was a beautiful thing to see.
yeah, I totally agree. And we could get right to your question that you had for the great Griffey gift because we not gonna hold nothing up about these Knicks, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks. If you just now coming in, make sure you like and subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in. We here paying respect to the New York Knicks, watching some of the things they've come and been through over the last few years to get to this point, to climb through these playoffs. People not really talking about them. Hearing from the fan base, it's a underrated championship win. To me, I think this is something that we really have to look at. This is a team nobody had picked to actually win the NBA Finals except Knicks Nation. When you seeing the team doing the things that they doing against a healthy Embiid, all these players throughout the playoffs was healthy when that time came. But guess who shined? The New York Knicks. The Brunson takeover was real. Carl Anthony Towns and OG, like you said, but we could definitely go ahead and get that to that question with no problem for you, post to Griff.
Yeah. Griff, man, I know you've been a New York Knicks fan for a long time, but this team, how it was built, the new coach, you get a new coach, the roster. Uh, did you see this type of a run coming?
Our team was up and down all season. Like I I liked the hire of Mike Brown over Tibbs. Tibbs didn't play his player. Tibbs didn't play his guys enough. Tibbs stuck to his rotation. It was short. He played guys a lot of minutes, too much grinding. So when Mike Brown come in, I was expecting I was expecting them to look how they looked in the playoffs in the regular season, but it didn't click to the playoffs. I was expecting the offense to look the way it did when Mike Brown came along. I was expecting to see, but you did see that in the regular season. That's when we looked good. When we looked good in the regular season, we looked like we did in the playoffs. But when we didn't look good, it was because selfish play, guys not moving, not passing the ball. Brunson's gonna always be great, but it was times when Brunson can even be selfish. So, and Carl Anthony Towns trying to get his, just relying on the 3-point shot, jacking up 3-pointers, not sharing the ball with Bridges and OG. That's why I think Bridges struggled a little bit there in the season because he just wasn't getting the ball in the spots he would want to get the ball at. So when they started doing those things and start letting everybody touch the ball, they came together as a team. The offense clicked, and as a as Tom Thibodeau built them in the years before Mike Brown, the defense was always there. So they just needed that ball movement, getting everybody involved like they did, and they were able to get the job done. But during the season, no, post, I didn't really see it because they were just too inconsistent. And then to get down 2-1 against the Hawks, it wasn't looking pretty well. Even though I was confident that we would come back, I never thought that we would win 13 straight games in the playoffs and go on to win the NBA title with a 16-3 record and one of the greatest runs ever. I didn't see that coming at all, not one bit.
Interesting. So let me ask you this then. Um, is Jalen Brunson the best player in the NBA?
Yeah, right now, you got to call. He's the champion. He just what you call it? When you used to get beat 21-0 in Madden, you got rude. That's what they used to say.
You got whitewashed, you
That's
got
what Brun
rude,
that
everything.
got whitewater. Some they used to say when you got beat 21-0. That's what Brunson just did to the playoffs. The Knicks had the
21 over
biggest.
low.
The Knicks had the biggest point differential in playoff history. But
Um,
and they did it by like plus 50. They were 50 points better than the next person. 16-3 in the playoffs. They lost 3 games by a total of 6 points.
Yeah,
That's pure domination, bro.
yeah,
absolutely.
and
That's pure
yeah, that
domination.
and I like those questions. That
And
I
you gotta
like
and
that
you gotta
question.
and you also gotta look at it like this. They won 16 games by 280 something points. So on average, they won by 15 points a game on average in the playoffs.
And
Come on, man.
when you speak on that and you say, that Atlanta Hawks 2-1, a lot of people like they didn't look and see what New York really was doing up until 10, 11, and 12 games on that win streak they were on after being down in that Hawks series. If you really go look at that stretch of games, the Brunson takeover was already building. And, for me, no disrespect to anything as far as it may be, I didn't feel Brunson was this good. I said, as throughout the season in these playoffs, I'm watching his game unfold before my eyes. I've watched him throughout college, didn't watch much in high school, but seeing Brunson, and when you talk NBA, you talk about who's the face of the NBA. You have multiple faces, but I think this Brunson face, this is a face that you have to right now. You have to make this the face of the NBA right now. And the reason I say this might be a young Wimby, and I'm saying this post. You might want to clip this one and tell the people if they ain't watching. The reason I say this, and I'm respecting Wimby, you don't take down a giant without putting in that work. This goes to show the work that Brunson put in, what he's gotten out of it. Those long nights, those early mornings, that push to continue to want to be great, to climb that mountain. And there's going to be questions of where he stands as the greatest Nick of all time. Right now, I think Brunson is the face of the NBA. He's been through a lot in this East to get where he's at with this Knicks team through scrutiny, so much in the media at times. Should they have him? Should they trade him? They's giving him too much money. Now you got to show me the money, as I would say when it come to what he's done and what he can do. And now I think people going to want to come to New York, which is crazy. A couple years ago, nobody wanted to come to New York to play basketball.
Yeah,
Now everybody going to want to sign the contract.
big shout out to Julius Randle. He started that. He started the trend.
Yes, sir.
He
Yes,
started
sir,
it.
man.
You know what
Yes,
I mean?
sir.
So I got to salute Julius Randle because he came here when nobody else wanted to. RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, all those early guys that was there in the early Tibbs years that helped build this. Them guys was big. But especially Randall, he signed as a free agent when nobody else wanted to come.
Yeah, definitely. When you think of the role players in this NBA Finals, when you when you think of the San Antonio Spurs team that they had to go up against, when you have players like OG and Anobi, who had his cape on from game one, you know, of the first game of the playoffs, if you think about it. But in this series, he had his cape on. He played like no other. Both ends of the floor. You knew he was there. We seen what he did getting the game winning tip in game four, game five. So we know what he brought to the table, but how it made up for seeing Josh Hart not shoot as good, but the things that he did defensively, playing all around, seeing how that statistic, after looking at what New York was doing late in that game throughout this series. Go ahead, Josh Hart, shoot that basketball. That's going to give us the opportunity to rebound, kick out, hustle points, which we seen off of those misses of Josh Hart. So just what's some of the thoughts about that? I'm going to come to you, Post, and we're going to go to you after that, Griff. Just thinking about some of those players that helped get this championship for the New York Knicks as well.
Well, when this series first started and we made our predictions, I picked New York. I felt like they can win this series in 6. They win it. They won it in 5, which was even more impressive. But I liked their matchups. I liked the fact that Wemby was going against Carl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. I thought that was night and day compared to
yeah,
Chet and Hardenstein for OKC. Which me
yeah,
personally, I think OKC would have won against the Spurs had they been healthy, but that's another story. But I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks experience, even though they hadn't been to the finals. I like the more seasoned teams. Anytime you get a young team, a young up and coming team that made it to the finals against a seasoned team, I'm gonna always take the seasoned team every single time. But as far as the Knicks role players, OG Ananobi, I always felt like he had another gear that he could get
yeah,
to, and he's just been playing fantastic basketball, fellas. I love OG Ananobi's game. Carl Anthony Towns, I think if it wasn't for the foul trouble he was in this series, we would have been probably having a conversation about who's the MVP. But he
yeah,
stayed in a lot of foul trouble. So hopefully he gets that corrected. And I mean, well, Shamet coming off the bench,
yeah.
Shamit coming off the
Shaman.
bench was huge, hitting some big threes, hustling, playing defense. Man, the Knicks they just have a wonderful squad, man. Mitchell Robinson, no, he can't shoot free throws. No, he's not a scorer, but the hustle plays he makes, being physical when Wimby, getting on them boards, a championship team needs a player like Mitchell Robinson. That's for sure. And that's exactly how I visioned him playing in this series. So
Mhm.
kudos to those guys, man.
Definitely, I agree. Anybody on you, Griff? I know you got a couple. Your mic muted. Your mic muted.
Oh, just piggyback on the OG. On what Post said about OG, man. OG was phenomenal, man. OG was phenomenal. He really put his game into that next gear that he was that Post was talking about. Like all OG need is a little bit more handle, and that boy can be a problem. So he
Yeah,
had a real big series. You know, like you was touching on Mossberg, Hart and Bridges, they didn't really put up the points that they did in previous series, but they did everything else that needed to be done to win basketball games, good defense, the switching, able to guard multiple positions,
yeah,
rebounding the basketball, sharing it, moving. So, total team effort from the Knicks. Also, you gave praise to Shamit, but what about Alvarado in that 29-point comeback, man? He was huge.
yeah,
Alvarado had it. He had his moments in game one also. So he showed up in 2 games. It was a total team effort, man. Everybody from top to bottom, the 10 guys that the Knicks played mostly throughout the whole playoffs, all of them showed up throughout the whole playoffs, were able to help get wins when they numbers were called in that said game, and they're champions now. So,
yeah,
like you said, total team effort. Hopefully we can keep a lot of these guys together and make another run at it.
Let
yeah.
me ask
I
you a
like.
question. Oh man, he dropped off.
Oh, he probably about to come back in. I was about to say, go ahead and ask him the question you had. I was going to ask you both as well when if I was thinking about all these players. We know the Villanova connection between Hart Bridges and Brunson. So I've really seen the same thing out of those 3 players specifically that you've seen in that Villanova run. I seen the same chemistry
Chemistry.
in those years out of them
Around with the
during
team,
this
right?
series against San Antonio specifically to where they felt they could beat anybody, whether it was San Antonio, it could have been even OKC. That we don't know how it could have went, but that's how they felt, and that's how it looked as I seen them on the floor. And then you got to think of Carl Anthony Towns coming from Kentucky. He was the sensational freshman, what he brought to the table. Shamit over at VCU and what he brought to those guys. And as you said on Alvarado, Jose, we see you. You are something that I think if you think about it, every team would want to have a Jose Alvarado because He's like that little engine that could. If you put the man out there on that floor, he's gonna do what he do. So for me, just seeing all of these little things, and if you think about it, they've come from winning cultures. They've known how to win. So if you put them together at a juncture like we have in the NBA finals and put them up against anybody, they know what they've been through, they know where they come from, and you put all that together and you could get you a championship if they have now. And like you said, if they could keep this Knicks team together, it'll be something to see next year because seeing how they were celebrating, how the city celebrated, I know game one for the season, fans are already ready. Shout out to, like I said, Knicks Nation. Shout out to some guys, man. I don't know if I wish I could play the song. I was telling Post about it, man. Shout out to Fat Joe, Jada Kiss, man. Just watching those guys, hearing them guys talk about Knicks Nation, seeing Wu Tang, how they performed at halftime, man, during that comeback that they had. I think when you see some of the things that you've seen throughout this NBA finals, throughout these playoffs, you're talking about the mecca of basketball, seeing stars you haven't seen in years come out and show their face. We talking about a game of basketball. That can tell you a lot of what can really happen when people just step out, show up, show your face. Things could be something special as we seen. And you could get to that question you have for the great Griffey Griff as well, Post.
Yeah, Griff, I was thinking about something really I thought was interesting, man. If you had a chance to trade Carl Anthony Towns for Giannis, would you make that call?
No, and here's the reason. Because you Carl's a champion now. I wouldn't like before this playoff run, I would have really looked into it. But it would have came with just more than Carl. You'd have had to probably give up some picks or a couple more players, maybe, another player, maybe. So as we stand right now, looking at it from the lens of ever winning the championship, no, I wouldn't do it. Absolutely not. Moving
Got you.
forward, no, not at all.
Got you.
You know,
So go ahead.
Carl came here, he got the job done, and he need to be respected as such. So I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade him for the world right now. Definitely.
Got you. Uh, what how do you feel about your Knicks? I know y'all fresh off the championship. This is y'all gotta be on a crazy high right now as a fan base. But going into next season, how do you feel about the prospects of y'all repeating? I don't think we had a repeat champion in like 9 years, maybe.
It's
So
been
it's
eight
been a
different.
while.
It's been eight different champions the last 8 years. So
Amazing.
it's gonna be tough, just like it was for the previous eight people that won the championship. We have our core is coming back. Our starting lineup coming back. I think McBride is under contract, but everybody else is free agents. So I would like for us to probably re-sign Mitchell. I would like for us to re-sign everybody, but you know how that goes. So, but with the core we got coming back and whoever we was to bring in to replace the people that left out, yeah, I like our chances to really have a shot at getting back there. Definitely.
Is there great
I,
questions as well, Post?
I
Great
ain't
question.
saying I ain't saying we'll win the championship or nothing, but we'll be right in the thick of things again.
You give me a thought. You made me even think about this, man. Any free agents out there that you would like to see in New York? We know that Carl Anthony Towns, Big Cat, salute to what you've done in your career, especially in these NBA finals to becoming champion. And shout out to what you even said about Anthony Edwards, man, your little brother, man. Just like seeing when they show love to each other, I think that's something special. But just thinking about, free agents, is there anybody that you would love to see in the garden? You talking a mecca of basketball after a championship. So if they get a big free agent, I'm not gonna say King James coming, but I'm just saying anything that you see out there that you would like to have in a garden in a New York uniform.
Who that question for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna come to post with it too. We about to go
Okay.
right into the free agents.
Uh, with our money situation, I really couldn't look at nothing too extravagant. I would like to bring back some of our players that's on the roster already. I would love to see Shamit come back. Like I said, Mitchell Robinson. I know we're gonna lose a few people, but looking around the league, I can't really pinpoint that one player that I would like to see come in and give us that real good chance of repeating. I don't really see that player. So I couldn't really answer that question right now, but I would like to see us re-sign Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, and a few other free agents that we got on our roster. Maybe even Jordan Clausen coming back. But I don't see anybody on another team that right now I can visually see coming over and helping us right now. But the players that we got, like I'm riding the high of the guys that's in our locker room right now,
I
and that's
like
what I'm
that.
going with.
Yes, sir. Respectable. And for you, post anybody that you could think possibly that, let's just say you would like to see in New York. I know you picked them, and shout out to you picking them. Whether it was 6, 5, 4, you picked them to win that, man. So shout out to you and your pick and saying those Knicks will bring it home. You know, I'm a big Wemby fan, been a fan for a while. Nothing against New York, man, but shout out to them and what they've done. Anybody you would like to see or you think could fit in this free agency for New York? Or, what's your thoughts on this free agency? Because we got quite a few out there. I know it's a couple questions at once, but you my man. And that's why we call it the 614 Ben, because you like that and you got it like that.
I'm with Griff on this. I would like to see the Knicks run it back because I think they have a really good team. They got a really good nucleus. They got a top five player in the NBA and Brunson. I'm gonna call him a top five player now.
Yeah.
Um, so I would like to see them run it back with their squad or as many as them as the players they can pick back up and re-sign and get back in the building. I would like to see them running back. As far as players I would like to see, I know Griff isn't gonna want to hear this, but I want to see Brunson and Giannis. I because this how I'm thinking. No, I'm with you, bro. I get it. Running back, Carl deserved that respect. But could you imagine Brunson and Giannis in that pick and roll? Oh my goodness.
OG. Ooh. Shh. Shh. I'm gonna just stay
Right about
quiet,
that.
man,
You right
respectably.
about that post. Like look here. Before this run, man, like if we'd have made that trade in the regular season, I think we'll be champions right now still with Giannis. Because the one thing Giannis would do that Carl probably didn't call, he showed glimpses of it. Giannis is a definite closer, just as good as Brunson is. So having
Mhm.
two closers, man, who wouldn't want that on their team?
Man.
So yeah, that would definitely be something special to watch, post.
For sure. But you know what, Moss?
Go ahead. Nah,
I'm
you
gonna
good.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just that's
I'm
nice.
gonna say this again, bro. If I'm OKC, I'm on the phone with Milwaukee and asking them what they want. Oklahoma City has everything any team would
Yeah.
want. And if I'm OKC and I just lost to the alien and the Spurs, and I know they wasn't fully healthy, but that's I'm not trying to make excuses, but they wasn't. The fact is they wasn't fully healthy.
Yeah.
If I'm OKC, I'm on the phone with Milwaukee, and it's like, man, you can have whatever you like. Cause they
Yeah.
got think about it. They got so many first round draft picks, they really don't need it. They really don't need those picks. They squad already ready. They just need to be
Yeah.
healthy.
That's it.
And if they want a player, it's not gonna hurt them to give up one of them players as long as it's not SGA.
That's
I
it.
probably I probably wouldn't me personally, I wouldn't get rid of J Dub, but that's just me. But if they want it, if they want them, they can have them. And a couple of them first. If I'm OKC, I'm doing what it takes to get Giannis there.
What if they could give up? What if they could get Giannis without giving up? Because I think I would give up J Dub before Chet. Even though people might be down on Chet right now, but I think I would give up J Dub before I gave up Chet for Giannis. If
I
you give
wouldn't.
up, let's just say you gave up J Dub, the what's the kid that was playing the point guard before he got hurt in the
AJ.
final? Yeah,
AJ.
give up AJ, J Dub, another probably another one of them role players and 2, 3 first round picks. Why wouldn't Milwaukee do that?
Mm.
I don't, and you know what, Griff? I don't think they would have to. I think Milwaukee would settle for one of those players and a few draft picks. I
You
would
think
give
just
them,
one?
yes, I would give them a young player to help build around and restart their franchise. And I would give them a plethora of picks. I give them 2 first rounds and a couple of future or 2 first round pick. Why you think they would say no to that? I don't think they would say no to that.
I think they'll want more than one player if they don't get Chet. I think J Dub will have to come with another player.
When we got
I
no
think Chet, I think
ego,
Chet would even have to come with another player, but it would be lessened a little bit. But I don't know. But I think you're right about that. Giannis in Oklahoma City with SGA, that would be trouble for the league.
we got a great question coming in, and we appreciate you tuning in. No ego, appreciate you back with us again. And he said, "Is Brunson better than Allen Iverson? Because New Yorkers are saying Brunson's a top PG all time over Westbrook, Chris Paul, Dame, and Harden because of the chip." And we can ask both of y'all that. He coming straight at you first, Griff. Appreciate you, no ego, back with us again for the 614 Ben as well. Great question as well. What's your thoughts?
Man, look here. Brunson done got it done. He's better than a lot of guys in the league all right now already, unless they were able to come and win a championship here in the near future or whatever. But Brunson, yes, Brunson is better than Allen Iverson. He's better than Dame Lillard. Who else they name? Steve Nash. Whoever you want to name. Russell Westbrook. Have any of them guys got it done?
Ooh,
No. Brunson got it done on the biggest stage, doing it his way and dominated. Not only got it done, but it wasn't that he led a group of people that like that took no, he did what he was supposed to do and more. There's no way any of those guys is better than him.
mm. What's your
Man,
No
that's
thoughts
way.
on
hard
this
to
one, Post?
that's hard to argue against, man. When Griff put it down like that, man. I'm the type of person, like, I get it. I would hate to be a prisoner of the moment, and like Griff said, he definitely did something those players didn't do, and he got that championship. But I want to see his career play out, because in 3 to 5 years we could be saying it's not even a question, or we can say, man, he fell off. Y'all remember how hard Brunson was balling and he fell off? We just don't know. But I don't like. I like. I get. It's just natural for us to compare, but I like seeing players' careers play out before I compare them, like, really, to other players. But I mean, right now that's hard to argue against, man, because at the end of the day, you play to win, and he got a chip and they didn't.
Man. Brunson ain't telling off. You think he's on he on a, what this he on like a 5 year on like a 5 year run right now.
Right now, man, Brunson, for me, that's a
He
great
on about
question.
5 more.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this, Griff. You know me, man. I've been watching y'all hoop. Y'all know I've been hooping. It's tough to get past AI, but I'm gonna say this. This is a great question for a great spark in a conversation, like you said, Post. Seeing a whole career. For me, I'm wanting to already see this Brunson takeover next year. I'm already geared up to see what he do coming back off this NBA championship, because if he do some of these things that we just seen this year and get these Knicks right back, this is going to be probably the best point guard back to back playing that we've seen in the East in quite some time. And it makes me think of Allen Iverson when he single handedly did what he did. And if you think about this East, you think about Derrick Rose before the injury. So this is a lot of competition, when you talk about this Jalen Brunson, even though he's gotten his championship. This is going to spark so many debates, but this is something special with his height, his stature, especially out of that East, and the way he's taken over and carried this New York Knicks team over these few years. That's something for sure to look at. So this is going to spark a great conversation from here on out with the guys for sure, man. Appreciate that, No Ego, as well. And we appreciate you being here with us on another Wednesday evening. Any more thoughts on that before we get to the next one?
Yeah, I don't think Brunson will fall off. I'm saying in terms of, man, what if he, God forbid, something happens to him and he's not the same. That's why I'm not predicting him to tell off. I think he's gonna be balling, but you just never know. But Marsh, you need to go, yeah.
Iverson faced Kobe and Shaq in the prime. You think Brunson beat those dudes in 2001? Nah. That's why I said I'm Allen Iverson. I know that for sure. But this Brunson, I respectively say this, and I No Ego, man. We appreciate you as well, man. This is great stuff, man, because this is some heat. I'm gonna get to the guys as well with this one. It's just Allen Iverson different, man. AI is different. Like
I can't Moss, I can't think of a point guard in NBA history where you can replace Allen Iverson with and they beat that Laker team.
yeah,
I just can't.
nah, not at all.
I don't see it either.
I still watch that game because, like, for me, I was still like I watched every bucket. I went and hooped for the first time. I ain't tell nobody because we talking, we vibe. Appreciate you, No Ego. I hooped for the first time yesterday in almost a year. Man, I felt so good. It felt good, but we sit here talking about AI against them Lakers, like you said, Post. I don't think we could really put any point guard. I think he don't beat the Kobe because Kobe gonna really take him down low. He got to go against Shaq. You talking about Derek Fisher, who is very physical. He gonna be in his chest 94 feet. It's a whole different team when you talking about that Lakers 2001. Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace, man. Basketball has changed so much since Bean left, but that's just something that's great to talk about when you talk about Brunson, when you talk about Allen Iverson. I think you talk about two greats in their times. Right now, Brunson in his prime. I don't think nobody could really stop this guy. We know the Brunson takeover is real now. Allen Iverson in his prime, nobody could stop him. Even after his prime, when he was over in Denver, when he was still in Detroit, moving up the court the way he was. I think these are going to be two players when it's all said and done. We come back and we could revisit this because even though it was two different eras, it'll be special if Brunson did go back to back with the Knicks team, not knowing what could happen in this offseason as well.
It's one thing that I think is so underrated about Brunson and his game. It's something that I really appreciate. Is that we all? I think we all can agree that that man is not 6'2".
Man,
So
nope.
the thing that I really appreciate about Brunson's game is the way he can find his shot. He can get his shot off. He can create space. He can be crafty when he's in that paint and get his shot off. The floaters. That's very underrated for a point guard and a guy of his size. Because I don't care what nobody gonna convince me that that guy is 6'2". And the
Yeah,
way he creates space and angles to get his shot up is just unbelievable. That's so underrated to me.
yeah.
It's,
What's your
it's
thoughts on this, Griff?
hey, like Post said, the way he's able to create that space, it's they ain't created a defense to stop that because it's impossible. The guy he moves and does what he does off of your movements. So he sends you away, and when you go that way, he finds that crease to get that shot off, and all he needs is that little bit of space to do it. and if he does, it's going in most of the time. Like it's almost unexplainable what type of game he has. It's herky jerky. It's not fast. It's controlled. It's uh, it's skilled. Good footwork with an excellent touch, man. Like the guy's unbelievable, man. Like I never seen this coming from Brunson. I always thought that he was a decent player, that he was gonna be a solid player in his career, but being on this superstar level that he done reached now, I did not see this coming one bit. Putting up 30 a game, 35 a game. Come on now. Not one
Yeah.
bit. I thought the guy was a team player. Go average 15, 16 in the league with like 8, 9 assists. That's what I seen from him. But this
Yeah.
this 27, 28 points a game, not one bit. I didn't see this coming at all.
And then to
Always
drop 45 on them in the closeout game on the
close out,
road.
man.
Let me ask y'all this, man, because you know the Spurs were in the championship. I don't think at least I didn't think they would be there that fast, but they were. What do you think they need to do to get back to the finals next season? Do you think they need to add, because I felt like they needed somebody who could control the boards outside of Wemby. What do you think? What do y'all think the Spurs need to do to get back?
I think that's what they definitely need. Let, let's say the Spurs go out and get Giannis. Huh?
Mm, diabolical.
Would that solve the problem?
Man, that'll do
Would that
more than
solve their
No,
solve the
problem?
problem.
But that's I think that might be a little bit far fetched. But you're right, Post. Like if they can go out and get a guy that can control the boards for Wemby, spot up and hit the corner three or whatever, whatnot, and just be the physical force that they need next to him. You're right. They'll be right back in position to get to where they gotta go because, like you said, this neither here nor there. Oklahoma City was shorthanded. The Spurs got handed a wounded team, so they gonna need something to beat them guys next year when it come time to play them again. Because if they're fully healthy, Oklahoma City is gonna be a team to be reckoned with come next year again. People better not forget about them.
Man, that's something. And I think about it because we coming right to your question, and that's a great one at No Ego, and I got some answers for that one too. For me, just thinking about it, I definitely think they need somebody, that could definitely, I say, control the boards. I think there's times, when you think about the OG tip in, Wemby's looking at it instead of being there. At that point in that juncture in the game, certain things, you think that presence there makes a difference. He was the only big presence, no disrespect to Cornette. As great as he played in the OKC series, I was kind of looking for him in this series in a lot of ways that I've seen him before. So for me, respecting Cornette's game, feeling he could still be a factor if they have someone else that could come in and rotate, because I think now in the NBA, you have to have multiple bigs because the way the game is, it's a little faster. So the bigs are going to get a little tired within that rotation. So you have to be able to, go against that. You have to have that big that can move around and still be able to control those rebounds to where Wemby could be himself, come from the three-point line to get down low to block a shot or that long length. His legal defense is you don't have to worry about that because he's so long. He covers so much space. So I definitely think San Antonio has to go big to neutralize those rebounds and be a little more physical as well.
do y'all think he should be playing the five? Would y'all start him at the five?
Who Wemby? Where else would he play?
After this year, I think a 4. After
He,
really watching him, I think he needs a big that could play the 5, and he could play that 4, and he could. I think the length that he has, he's gonna make an offense think more than he thinks defensively. And
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mars. Go
nah,
ahead.
you
I'm sorry,
good,
bro.
you
Go
good.
ahead. Go
Nah,
ahead, Mars. Nah,
I
go
was
ahead,
about to
bro.
say
Go
because
ahead.
I think with San Antonio knowing his length on the defensive side, I think that gives them more value, knowing what they already want to do and pushing the defense. I mean, pushing the offense to do. So it's kind of neutralizing that offense in ways to think more, not used to seeing him out on the perimeter guarding consistently, whereas he have to be at the paint at times. And when he's on that perimeter, he can't go help. Whereas now he can go help. all over the place. I think that'd be something to see.
You're right. You as you explained that you're absolutely right. If they can find somebody to fight that can play that five position and do that, yeah, that would definitely be a difference maker for the Spurs. Definitely.
Yeah,
Because y'all know he want
Because
to shoot jumpers.
that's what
yeah.
the Spurs were able to do in the Western Conference. The whole Western Conference playoffs, Wemby was able to play off of everybody he checked in the playoffs and roam around because they weren't offensive threats. The reason why he couldn't do that against New York, he had the guard Towns.
Mm-hmm.
He
These
had the
are
guard
facts.
Towns.
These are
Right.
facts.
At No Ego said, I agree with Griff. Spurs need a true four man. Wimby is really a three and a light pose body. LOL. Playing center, man. It's something to look at. I want to see what his offseason is going to be like. And he also had another one. Feel free, man. You already know, man. The 614 Ben. Y'all know how we do, man. Say what you please. Ask questions how you do. We coming right up on an hour. We have 50 minutes. And he said, I appreciate you, brothers. Another quick question: is Tatum over Carmelo and Barkley?
See,
No.
I see what you doing, no ego. I see what you doing,
He
my
been
brother.
watching our view.
I
He been watching the shows. He been going back and watching some of the shows.
I see what you doing, my brother.
I like it.
Oh my goodness, because it's like, okay, Tatum got the chip. Those other guys don't. So the way I look at it is, would Melo have a championship if you replaced him with Tatum? I think so. We agree.
In
I don't
Boston?
agree. I don't agree with that.
What? In
You don't
Boston?
agree with that,
I don't
bro?
because Melo showed me who he was as a player on the team. Melo showed me who he was, man. Like Tatum would never be better than Barkley, and no. I don't care if Tatum win two, three more titles. He'll never be better than Barkley, but he's better than Carmelo. I'm gonna
So let
give
me
like I wouldn't say like when you just put skill for skill, like one on one. I think Carmelo probably would beat Tatum. But far as a team basketball player, I just think Tatum got it done more than Carmelo. Carmelo showed me what he was as a basketball player. He didn't get it done.
I agree
He
with
didn't
that.
get it done.
I
He
agree
didn't
with
get
that.
it done.
Let me ask you this though. Is that Boston team that won the championship better than any team Carmelo played on?
Carmelo had a few good teams. He had some good teams in Denver that could never get out the first round. He couldn't
That's
get out
because
the first round.
they was running into Kobe though.
It don't matter. You got to get it done, man. Like even when he wasn't running the Kobe, like he did run into Kobe a few times, but they were losing in the first round just about every year he was in Denver, except the year they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Every other year was a first round exit.
I'm
Man,
taking I'm taking those that Boston team that won a chip over any team Melo played on.
You're right about that, but I don't think if you put Melo and hooked him up with Brown, I don't think for some reason, he wouldn't do the things Tatum did to get the job done. I just don't see it. I don't
man,
see it.
Melo would have
I
lit,
don't see it.
man. He would have lit the East up, man. He was giving, man. I don't like Melo. Like you talking about Carmelo Anthony? No bias, because this is one of my guys. I think Melo's just his game, letting the game come to him as Tatum did. I think that's part of the reason they did get that championship. Tatum came into it. So I like the fact if Melo would have been with Brown, they had what Porzingis as well. Then they had Williams, wide body. Melo would have been having Williams down there like an animal, throwing him lobs and stuff too. Because that's something I think a lot of people slipped on was Carmelo's ability to draw the double team and get players involved. A double team kicking the ball to Brown, Brown swinging that ball around the perimeter. Threes would have been easier. I think Porzingis would have got easy buckets. I think that would have been something special.
Carmelo had
Man,
Porzingis. Like Carmelo even had Porzingis. I may be bitter because of what Carmelo did in the Knicks uniform because he let me down a whole lot of years. But Carmelo did not get the job done, bruh. I'm
nah,
sorry. As
I mean,
skillful as he was, Carmelo is a bulldog. I respect this game, but he just didn't get it done as a team player. I'm sorry.
Them some
Carmelo for me, like I don't know where y'all ranking. I probably put him in the top. He might be in my top 40, but he, Carmelo just not it for me. For being a top tier NBA player, for his ranking as a player that contributed to winning, Carmelo's not it to me. He's not.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad
He's
at
not.
that because I have really high expectations for that Knicks team. When you talk about putting Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony together, I was expecting a lot more from that team.
And
Yeah,
Carmelo came in and ruined the team. We were doing good without him.
again,
Stoudemire had them guys rolling before he came along.
we appreciate Nicholas Hall. Tuning in.
Them guys
B6
was
Feet.
rolling before, and then we trade for Carmelo and we give up half of our team for him. You know what I
Then,
mean? For
yeah,
what? For one second round playoff appearance? Stop it, Carmelo.
understandable. And then,
I'm
and
real bitter at Carmelo. I'm real
nah,
bitter at
I
Carmelo.
mean, as a Knicks fan, it's
I'm real
understandable
bitter at
in many
Carmelo.
ways. In many ways, man, being a Knicks fan, and Carmelo was one of my guys. I felt bad in ways that he couldn't, do things in the Knicks uniform. I would have liked him to see, but at the end of the day, you know, I think that's still one of the Hall of Famers. I think greatest, and I think he's better than many people that won one or two championships.
Oh yeah, he's a
Still,
Hall of Famer,
like
Mossberg. I'm not taking that
crazily.
away from him. I'm
Yeah,
not
nah,
taking
I'm
that away
just
from him, Mossberg.
it's just because I know how you feel as a Knicks fan. Like I didn't feel like some Knicks fans felt, but I just thought like I was like, man, I think he could do it. Like I know the hype was big, when it comes to it as well. And then we got a question coming in with Nicholas Hawyer as well. Appreciate you tuning in. He said, if I'm Boston, I'm trading Tatum before I trade Brown to get Giannis. It's been a lot of talks about Boston. There's been talks about OKC. It's been a lot of teams. And when you think about free agency, and this is coming into the comment section as well as into the guys in the chat on the show post and great Griffey Griff, man. When we think about this free agency talk, as we've been dibbling and dabbling into, Giannis being a prize, we know in fact, is there any team that you actually think, just thinking about it right now, that has, you know, an advantage over someone basically with what they have, to dispose of, to get Giannis, as well as thinking of the NBA draft, having those high picks?
Yeah, we already talked about that one. It's OKC for me. They can give them a king's ransom for Giannis and blow everybody else out the water as far as offers. But to my man's question, if or statement, if I'm Boston, I'm trading Tatum before I trade Brown to get Giannis.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that, Moss. You know why? Because I feel like Tatum is a great player, but he shoots too many damn 3-pointers, man.
yeah.
He settles for him way too much for me.
And that's why I left that up there, asking that same question with it, because of the fact I think you have, like you said, feel like OKC, but I think Tatum, it's a lot of players that are prizes too, because Giannis being that big of a prize. I think that's great. I don't think you get no better than that. You go either with some picks, without some picks. Shit, you could throw another player in there. This is Giannis. I don't think Gumbo, the Greek freak, my friend. He gonna come and get you a title. Him, Jaylen Brown, along with that core. I think that'll be a New York and Boston talk all season. I don't know. I think that's what we'll be talking about if that happened, whether it's next week, whether it's draft day, whatever day that happened, we'll definitely be talking about that. And he said Tatum isn't even better than Pierce. Ooh. That's that Boston all-time talk right there. Thoughts on Paul Pierce versus Jason Tatum? Appreciate your comments coming in, Nick Hawyer. We're going to entertain the comments when they come in. Just don't think you're going to come here for the 6-1 beer and to hear something. We're going to entertain them comments as they come in, because we talking, and it's interesting. What's your thoughts on this one, Griff, Post? Anybody want to go? It don't matter. We here.
Go ahead, Griff.
Ooh, uh, I'm gonna have to go Pierce, man, because I would go Pierce over Carmelo. So I'm gonna take Pierce over Tatum. You know, Pierce could do a little bit more efficiently than Tatum can. Like Poe said, he settles for a lot of 3 pointers, a lot of ill-advised 3 pointers from time to time. And Pierce's game is just a little bit more solid, I think, than Tatum's. I think he's a better defender and a little bit more clutch. So I'm gonna go Pierce with this one.
Yeah, I agree. I like Paul Pierce. Even like what's I like to me, Paul Pierce was a hooper all his career, but when he won that championship against my Lakers, that like solidified it for me. So I'm
Yeah,
taking Paul Pierce, man. The versatility, the physicality that Pierce plays with, the heart. So I mean, it's a easy one for me.
yeah. Pierce just a different animal. He the truth. They gave him that name for a reason. Like you said, man, I seen something different in him. You know, I'm a Kobe fan, and I was devastated thinking them Lakers would be able to do something. And like you said, Paul Pierce, the truth, shows something different. For me, we right up on an hour, man, and we were here. If you want to go back, you could definitely, if you're just now tuning in, play this back, man. We was giving out love to the Knicks Nation, brought great Griffey Griff here to celebrate his New York Knicks and their championship win. And I know they still partying in New York City. You know, you had the Wu-Tang Clan out at halftime with a comeback at a 29-point deficit there race to get the big win at home and then go to San Antonio to celebrate that championship. Through all the stuff that went on, whether it was in New York, whether it was in San Antonio, this made me fall in love with really watching the NBA on a consistent basis even more. I watched more playoff games this season than last season by far. I watched more games after All Star break this season than last season. I mean, it's just getting better and better. And I think this New York team, I think the city of New York, I think we're gonna see that type of vibe from the crowd from this point on out when it comes to when they in that garden and when they suiting up and getting ready for their Knicks to perform. I think it's gonna be crazy. And like at No Ego said, the parade is going to be epic.
And
Indeed,
Moss,
it is. Yes, sir.
I think I saw where this is the highest view finals since what 1998 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and that shows like you know they weren't just tuning in. They were we was watching. As for us, we was definitely up. I remember the one night, me and you was on the phone. I think in the OK series, it was like 1:30 in the morning. We all still in the chat, going crazy in the chat. So, it was just good to see basketball back in a rightful place. And when they ask, is basketball gonna be left in good hands, man? We seeing it unfold before our eyes. The Brunson takeover, the Wemby Defensive Player of the Year unanimous. We about to see a possible farewell tour out of the King. Hopefully he could come back to Cleveland. Any thoughts on anything that we talking about, fellas? The farewell tour that we could possibly have coming to Cleveland, staying in LA, the Greek Freak switching, possibly from the east to the west or standing. It's so many things that we got coming up in this off season into the start of the season. Anything you want to say or think about before we go?
I would.
I don't
I
go
love
ahead,
to
bro.
see. I love to see LeBron hook up with Steph, man. I love to see LeBron go to Golden State with Steph. If Russell Westbrook was a free agent, I would love to see him go over there. I want to see all the OGs go out there to Golden State and become some type of uh all American team and go up against these young guys for their last couple of years for their last hurrah, man. That's what I would like to see, man. I would really like to see LeBron and Steph hook up for a couple of years. Even though LeBron's at the tail end of his career, I would love to see that.
I
I
like
think
that.
I mean here's the thing. I don't think LeBron wants to leave the Lakers, but I don't think the Lakers really want to keep him. I think the issue is, you know, LeBron is heavily invested in California and in Los Angeles. His son is on the team.
Yeah.
You got his other son playing on the West Coast in Arizona. I think he hit the transfer portal though. But it's like I think the Lakers are ready to move on. But if they do, it's like, you know, you losing the financial benefits of keeping LeBron in a Laker uniform. So it's a weird situation. As a Laker fan, I want them to move on from LeBron, but I don't think they're going to do it. I think he's going to re-up. And I don't think LeBron is having a farewell tour because I think he's going to play another 2 to 3 years.
Interesting point.
I see two at the most, I think. Two at the most. You're right. You might be right, Post. I see two.
I like that.
Unless he announced this is last year at the start of next season, it'll be two more. I'm guessing. Two more. But I would like to see him in Golden State, man. I really would like to see him and Steph play together. And like I said, bring Westbrook around and any other OG that may be a free agent. Let's get them all together.
I like that. And I never really thought about that. I think we spoke on it. I would think he was on a farewell tour, but you're right, Post. I think he still got a couple in him, man. I think that's how we addressed it then. Like, I think he still do got a couple in him. We want to see that farewell tour. I think the way the basketball world is competing right now in the NBA, that's what hosting. You know, that keeps his competitive juices flowing. And when you got your boys out there playing, you know, you want to show them some fire. That Pop still got it. And I think we seeing that in fatherly time as he always go in that time machine, and we see him doing it so often. So, you know, for me, either way, I love basketball. I'm watching the King do what he do. It would be great for me to see. But at the end of the day, when it comes to that farewell tour, I think he got to find his way home some way when he do make that a farewell tour. I would love that personally. I haven't got to see him play in Cleveland, in LA, on a professional level, unless it's on TV. But I was able to see him in high school, my senior year. He threw down the windmill on the fast break. I said, that's Kobe, rest in peace, at the time, in that state semifinal game. So that was good, but I want to see more. But outside of that, man, I can't thank you guys enough, man, for being here with me this evening. Always here when I make that call, man, and just doing what we do best, man, coming to cook up with fish grease, and it was raining. And when you get that rain, man, it's straight fire that hit that grease, man, and that's what we're doing tonight. So it's always appreciated, man. Anything else from us?
No, I just want to say Bryce James did not enter the portal. My bad.
Nah, you good. You good. You good. No problem at all, man. We appreciate that too, getting back to it and letting us know. Anything from you, Griffey Griff, on the end before we go?
Just want to thank you guys for having me, man. You know, congratulations to my Knicks. You know, waiting on training camp to start, bruh. You know, I'm feeling feeling real good about my Saints this year. You know, we done made some moves this off season. You know, so yeah, waiting on training camp now. We got that little dead period of the summertime with no real big sports talk. So let's just cook up some things and keep it going.
Hey, the W, baby. The W.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. You're right.
Make sure you tune in for that Friday night banger, man. Shout out to Olivia Miles and everybody in the W. I start off with Olivia Miles. My bad, Post, because I'm coming to you. Go ahead. Say it again.
Did I tell everybody or not?
Everybody that Post tell you about, you better write it down. You better clip it. You better listen to it, because he been telling y'all about Olivia Miles for a while. And when I watch her, I just sit there and smile. When I say Post, been telling them for a while, man. And I think she's this generation, Lisa Pinachero, but that's Olivia Miles, who you watching. Because I told you, Post, when I watched her more, as you put me on, I said she reminds me of Lisa Pinachero. That's a lot. And even glimpses of Sue Bird, because she's strong to that bucket with her little face.
You talking about She used to play for the Sacramento team?
Yeah, Lisa Pinocchio back in the day. WNBA.
Back in the day,
Yes, sir.
The
Go
original,
watch
the original
Olivia Miles.
WNBA.
Yeah, and now it's the
Yeah.
W, and I still look at it as WNBA because it's just watching them carry the torch. I think that's what we seeing, and they've held it, and they've continued to do it. They breaking barriers on this women's side, and it's just something special to see. So, you know, when it come to us, the off season is never an off season. We gonna have more talks. You know, posts coming to you tomorrow evening. We got interviews coming up. I'm in the talks with a special interview. I'm not going to tell you about it. You're just going to see the Instagram. You're going to see the highlights. And you're going to see that next conversation with Mossberg coming soon. I'm going to just tell you this. It's a sport that we have not talked about. So I'm going to keep you tuned in and give you increments. But it's a sport that we have not talked about or had any talks yet. And I'm going to love it more than the coffee that I drink, but it wasn't Mickey D's today. Just know that, because my Mickey D's waiting on me. So when I drink that Mickey D's, that's the coffee I indeed love. But I'm about to go get a cup of that, and always a pleasure, man, to have you guys anytime we on, man. And as we always do, man, like the Great City League TV say, peace. We out of here for the evening, man. Love y'all, fellas, man, and it's a blessing to always do what we do best when we get on here, for sure.
Good night, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.